Good morning, evening, afternoon, and welcome to part 37 of Aokana,蒼の彼方のフォーリズム. Last time we first started off with the meeting with the new character. Still don't know her name. And I'm actually quite curious if her name would be half foreign, I say foreign, but it could be English, European, it could be any other name in a sense, but anyway. And then Osuna is probably Japanese. But yeah, don't know her yet. She had a calm demeanor, a bit of a, can't really say ahead, but a bit more of a, she's a mysterious character. Don't know much of her. Well, I'm sure we'll get to see what that character is like when we run into them again in the future. Other than that, most of the episode, well, firstly finishing off with the new character, well, she alluded to something quite interesting, where there's a possibility that they have met before in the past. And that can mean a lot of things. But we won't know until it gets brought up again. Then moving on, the episode really ended up with more, I can't say fan service, because it's not really, if you were to compare what you normally get in Visual Novel. But yeah, it was using, never mind, I'm just gonna leave that. Anyway, yeah, it was an interesting episode about practicing their safety and getting to learn how to fall safely. A bit of humor here and there, like the difference between Mashiro and Misaki around about their chest. Asuka also, unfortunately, being afraid of it, then having to bail out in the last second with her practice. Not bail out, but more like she messed up in her practice that caused Masaya to catch her, which ended up in that cliched moment. Yeah, other than that, it was interesting, not massive in terms of information. But yeah, I'm not too sure what we're going to do next, because I mentioned a few times already now that the tournament's coming up. Other than practicing, the only thing is getting closer to the characters, so we might see a few more of those types of events. So yeah, let's see what's going to happen after this beach episode.
お疲れ様でした。白瀬さん、ありがとうございました。
He is also an interesting character. The whole Oji-san and Oni-san thing was pretty funny. Also him trying to skirt around his words just to make sure that nobody hates him.
いえいえ、これを機にうちの店もまたごひいきにね。
最後だけまともなのがちょっと怪しいです。
最後ぐらいは信頼してよ。
All the weird stuff you said earlier, probably cancel that out, Shirase-san. Huh? Come to think of it, where'd Misaki go? Did she leave already?
もう終わりの挨拶中？間に合ってよかった。
Did she get some food or something? Speak of the devil. Misaki is making her way back to us.
まさや、これで今日の練習はお開きだよね。
Yeah, feel free to go back and get changed. Wait, what's that? Misaki's holding a rather dangerous looking weapon. What, a squirt gun?
って、テックないんだけど。
Okay, can expect a real name for the weapon itself. I didn't ask for the model. Explain.
スウェーデンのイントラテックが設計してできた軍用向けサブマシンガン。80年代にアメリカのギャングが使い始めて、映画にもよく出てくるよ。
Oh, she's quite knowledgeable. I meant explain yourself.
そりゃもうこうするからに決まってるじゃない。
Misaki's sounding awfully chippy here. It's quite obvious what she wants to do.
はい、まどかはこれスターリング。アスカはこれね AK47。はい。真白はちっこいからウージーで。先輩が勧めてくださるのなら何でも。でもこれ何なんですか？それはこれから教えてあげる。はーい、それじゃみんな空に浮かんで。
Let's head up, meaning the sky, the flying. That's why they said sora ni in a sense. Or sore. Didn't hear it. But yeah. First when I read let's head up, I thought they were referring to let's head up the stairs and things like that to go up this area. But no, it's up. The girls follow Misaki into the sky.
それじゃ今から突発的水鉄砲サバゲ大会を行います。
I guess having a water gun battle in the air is actually quite interesting as well, because if you were to do on the ground, you have only to worry about the horizontal aspect, whereas in the air you have to worry about your vertical as well. You don't know if the enemy's above you or below you. Could even be in diagonal as well.
くらえおりゃー。
Okay. Don't know why they had to make the water guns like that. I mean, I was expecting a lot more toy-like. Interesting though. Sorry, let me just hear that again.
くらえおりゃー。
I mean, sure.
うわー、いきなり何するのよミサキ。お返ししてやるから。胸狙うのなし。
This is what I would have referred to as in the beginning of this episode.
そうやって悩ましげな声出したところで私は女だ。
The funny thing here is that this is voice no effect on me. She was referring to it as because she is a woman, so it has no effect on me.
そうだった。じゃあお返しだ。やだもう、狙ってるでしょ。ちょっと先輩、私も狙ってください。
I don't know why, but I just feel like something's gonna come loose here somewhere.
じゃあはい。くすぐったいけどご褒美です。
Gohobi is like reward, so it feels so good, but it's more like reward for her.
真っ白のはちょっとマジっぽいな。怖いな。
You're only finding that out now?
もう始まってるんです。当たり前よ。ほーらアスカも水が胸に当たってます。
I was worried about last episode, but now I'm worried about this episode as well.
こらマサヤ、何がん見してる。
Nothing. I thought I was shouting that out, but yeah.
先輩、これは記憶します。
Please don't.
じゃあお返しですよ。それ。アスカ、さすがに 手がお留守ですよくすぐったいです青柳先輩
What the hell is happening? We were all hyper-focused and practiced until a moment ago, but Misaki's toys have killed all the tension.
おお、なんか面白そうなことをしてるな。
Don't even try to join them. Mariko will probably stop you anyway, so just sit this one out.
うりゃうりゃもっと打ってください
Was Misaki doing it? Yeah, okay. I was about to say, I don't think Shuri knows she's an M, but not to the other characters, more to Misaki, so I have to make sure.
私も負けませんから覚悟しなさいミサキ
Man, they're really enjoying themselves. Unbelievable. What a mess. Sorry about them. I apologize to Shirase-san.
いいじゃないか、楽しそうで。それにこれなら FC の練習と言えなくもない。
I guess you have a point. They're flying about in all directions, shooting water at each other, and dodging. In a way, it's dogfight practice. Goes without saying that Misaki didn't even think of that, though.
まあそれに
Shirase-san's expression turns grave.
マサヤが楽しそうにやってるみたいで安心したよ。
Ah. So he knows about Masia's past. Well, that makes sense. I mean, they knew each other. They know each other. Shirase knows Aoi. So, why relieved?
いや、もっと暗い生活してるんじゃないかと思ってさ。
He's only like this because he knows about my breakdown. I won't ever return to being a player.
好きにすればいいさ。
Shirase-san says that with a smile on his face. After that, we spend our days practicing for the upcoming tournament. Okay, this is just skipping through all the rest of the practices, okay. Repeated the same exercises over and over, while also making sure to mix in some more fun activities. The reason why I'm afraid of skipping so many things, or kind of breezing through it, is some visual novels tend to have like dead ends or like bad ends. Not in a death type of dead end type of thing, but more of you were unable to choose your route. Like you were too open in a sense. You're choosing all the characters in a sense. You weren't being decisive. So in the end you would run into a dead end where you were unable to choose. And normally what happens is you would skip quite a long period of time to a moment where everything would just fall apart and something. A series I don't know, I better not say anything just in case someone hasn't done that series, which would ruin it, but okay. But yeah, that's why I'm a bit worried about when it's like large skips. Anyway, I don't know if I read this, but anyway, repeated the same exercises over and over while also making sure to mix in some more fun activities. Time flew right by us, and now the tournament's right around the corner. Okay. Is this... no, it's not good. So yeah, we've only got a week left until the tournament. I let my gaze wander over all our members as I say that. And with that said, I want to get some practice matches in that are as close to the real thing as possible.
確かにそろそろそういうこともしておいた方がいいかもね。
It sounds like they haven't done any practice matches at all with the way they're talking, which honestly, I mean, training is good, but practice matches also are good.
わーい、試合大好き。 習嫌い。
Can you not? I'm just wondering how they say it in Japanese. I don't know that kanji, so I know that one, but I don't know that one. Okay, never mind.
本番を想定した試合か。今年の夏は燃えるぜ。
でもセコンドはどうするんですか？
Because I was thinking like, obviously practice matches are good, but I would have expected them to do practice matches now and then. Because like say you start off with a practice session, you practice, you train, you do another practice session, practice match. That way you can see how much you've improved and you can show the coach where you've improved and where you still need to improve on. So them doing only, well obviously we don't know since we've skipped a lot, but if they're only doing practice matches now, to me it feels like they'll only know what they're missing too late, if you know what I mean.
平等にセコンドなしだと本番っぽくないですよね。
Yeah, the only people I can expect to be seconds would obviously be Masaya, but that would be one. He's supposed to be a coach for all of them and not just for one person. So you would have to be someone who is okay. So I'm doing these pauses now and then, but it's a good idea. A good idea would be like, let's just say here we have a match between Mashura and Misaki. Then we can have Shion and Asuka be the seconds. Even though they don't have experience, they would still give them practice in a sense. I don't know if that's the right way. In my head I can imagine it being good, but...
片方だけがセコンドありっていうのも変だし、だからって両方のを同時にやるっていうのも変だよね。まどかちゃんがするというのは？練習試合をするなら私は審判するから無理だよ。
You guys are worrying over nothing. True, in a sense, they don't really need a second, but again, practicing with a second is practice.
わかった。マサヤが分裂するんだ。
I'm not amoeba. I think it's amoeba. So I'm just too used to Japanese pronunciation. Yeah, amoeba would be Japanese pronunciation, but I think that's amoeba. Let's say it in Japanese. Amoeba, yeah. Ameba? Yeah, that's amoeba. But I'm pretty sure in English that's amoeba. English, I mean. That's why Misaki can't go a minute without cracking a joke. I've already asked Aoi-san to serve as the second.
鏡先生か。鏡先生のセコンドって怖そうじゃありません？ちょっと思いますね。霊障とかされそうだよね。
Interestingly enough, I can't see that. No, I can't. She always tells it as like it is, regardless if you are winning or losing. Look at someone saying as Masaya.
マサヤさんは出されたことあるんですか？
I'm sure quite a lot. Huh? Well, yeah, but that was a long time ago.
そうですよね。
Asuka hurriedly glossed over the situation. Man, she's not to blame or anything. She shouldn't have reacted like that. We'll decide the pairs with rock, paper, scissors before each match.
それしかないですよね。
で、どういう組み合わせで試合をするつもりだ？
They barely have any players, so we'll go with a round robin.
よーし、早速試合開始だ。
Calm down. If only she was this enthusiastic about practice.
いわく、試合は早くすればするほどいい。
How many times do I have to tell you to quit making stuff up? You might hurt yourself if you don't do some warm-ups first.
ウォーミングアップなんかしたら試合途中で疲れちゃうって。 それ、私も同感です。
I swear these two never let me catch a break. What's that? You two want to do some stamina training? No? Then zip it and get to field flying. Once round robin practice matches end, everyone lines up in front of Aoi-san. Wow, they just going through this as well. Like, sure, that's really not as important, but I was expecting at least some information from it.
お疲れ様。短い練習期間だったけど、みんな成長したな。
Thanks for your help today, Mr. Kagami.
マサヤもちゃんとコーチできたようだな。これなら上位も狙えるかもしれない。
You think?
かもしれないだ。ま、大会をベストコンディションで迎えるためにも無茶な練習はしないようにな。
Right, of course.
ちょっとの無茶もしちゃダメですか？私、大会までにもっともっとたくさん練習したいです。
That's a bad idea. All your hard work will be for nothing if you get injured.
でも
Asuka lost all her matches. She's worried. Sure, you could say that's because she's lacked experience. Except she even lost to Mashiro. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing as well. Mashiro to me is a lot more of a beginner or more of a... I actually see Asuka being stronger than Mashiro, in my opinion. It's no wonder she's so anxious.
大会までに体調を整えるのも強くなるコツだぞ。普通の練習をするなと言ってるわけじゃないんだ。ハードな練習はするなと言ってるんだ。
はい。
Asuka casts her eyes downward. Seems she doesn't want to agree.
わかった。そこまで思いが強いなら好きなだけ練習すればいい。
いいんですか？
I'm sure there's a but here.
いいよ。
Oh, I was expecting a but Marcy has to accompany or but there's something, but okay.
次の大会のためだけに練習してるわけじゃないんだ。
That is true. That may be true, but
本人のやる気を尊重した方がいいだろう。それにめちゃくちゃ練習したくなる時期ってのは初心者には間違いなくあるからな。
I wonder if she's saying that in regards to his past. She closes her mouth and looks at me as she says that. Her eyes seem to asking, you know that, right? Yeah. And yeah, I do. I lived through that even. There are instances where you get the urge to pump all your time into flying circus. And when that happens, you tend to practice so hard that it seems a bit crazy and counterproductive from the outside. That's just how extreme it gets. You just want to live and breathe flying a circus, and you do whatever you can to make that possible. I've heard that the best players all have the moments like that quite often. Who knows, maybe the ability to feel that way is talent in its own right. So, all things considered, she's wanting acceptance or permission from Masaya probably. It's hard to say just yet, but Asuka might just become a top Skywalker if she keeps this up. Still, she looks a little sad right now. Should I tell her that story? I will. Interesting. So, in my opinion here, I'm trying to think, how did I have my roots set out? They're gonna have, I had it as Rika, Mashiro, Misaki, Asuka, if I recall correctly. Because what I'm thinking of that is because sometimes when I have two roots decided, like Rika and Mashiro. I normally have it that I have it where if I don't have a decision for the main character I want to do, the second character can get a decision towards them as well. Like if I had Asuka second, I would have probably gone with Talo. But because she isn't, I don't think I'm going to go with Talo. I'm probably going to go with not Talo. But again, this might not be a decision, but I feel like this is. So, as with I normally do this, I'll go save, and then I'll go not tell. No, empty words won't help her at all. Asuka needs to think for herself. Guess I'll just sit back and trust her.
そうそう。マサヤがコーチとしてちゃんと見て、怪我をしないように気遣うように。
This is what I was expecting, so yeah. I think another thing I'm worried about sometimes is decisions that aren't related to the roots but are more good end, bad end decision making. I think a good one, I think this is what happened in another visual novel, Kira Kira, where I ran into that the story's bad end so many times because of decisions I made earlier. Again, it might just be because I was indecisive, but yeah. That wasn't the one I was referring to in the beginning, but it is another one, but anyway. Will do.
本当に無茶なことを始めたら、その時は全力で、全身で止めるようにな。
よろしくお願いします。全力で全身で止めてください。
How reckless are we talking here exactly?
全力で岩に激突して体を鍛えるとかでしょうか。
I'd call that self-harm, not practice. Well, go on. I'll make sure to keep you in check. Aoi-san has said the upcoming tournament wasn't important, but I still want Asuka to win at least one match. The joy of winning can really change a person, so I want her to learn how that feels. Just thinking about her and her possibility of being strong in the future, then me doing her route as well, with possibly seeing the future, I'm actually looking forward to it.
前哨の飛沢は全部に圧勝したのはすごいけど、もうちょっと体力をつけないとな。
Tobisawa? Isn't that Misaki? Yeah, so why? Sorry, let me just.
「前哨の飛沢は全部に圧勝したのはすごいけど、もうちょっと体力をつけないとな。
Oh, onto Tobisawa. Sorry, what's onto? Onto. Like, I'm Japanese in my brain right now. So, like, I was too thinking that there was something like, did they misread the name for Tobisawa? That's not her first name, but just onto Tobisawa. I'm impressed. Yeah. Misaki was panting heavily until just a few moments ago.
はーい。
I mean, that comes down to training, and that's one thing she dislikes. She never changes. Crushed is an understatement. It's clear from the matches that she's way better than everyone else in our club. Come to think of it, how long did she compete in flying circus at her old school? We meant to ask, but I never quite found the right timing.
美咲ちゃんなら上位を狙えるんじゃないかな。
トーナメント運が悪くなければいけると思うぜ。
そうですよ、そうですよ。優勝を狙っちゃいましょう。狙っちゃう？狙っちゃおうか。
何でも上を狙うのはいいことだぞ。出るからには当然優勝を狙っていけ。
Given Aoi-san's position, it's only natural for her to say something like that, but her placement depends entirely on how soon she faces Shindo-san. If she lucks out and avoids him early, she can get pretty far. I guess it also remains to be seen how she does against opponents that rely purely on speed. So actually, I didn't think about it previously, but now I'm thinking about it now, about how the tournaments operate. I'm expecting like a tournament style brackets, I think, like you go up there, go up there, go up there type of thing, and you go to the finals. But then you also got to think about who your opponents are. Like you mentioned here, speed. Are you going against speeders? Are you going against fighters? Are you against all-rounders? And so on and so on. So that's quite interesting. Because another thing I thought of was tournaments, or was it school against school, and then did they move over to another school versus school, like tournament style, but like team style in a sense? Or is it all individual? Like, I actually quite enjoy sports, anime, and manga, so I run into those types of situations quite often. But more than not, it's normally just individuals that go into it, unless it's a team sport, of course. But since Flying Circus is operated as a 1 versus 1, it's individuals. So I'm expecting it to be a normal tournament bracket style, unless they do a round robin in the beginning, but I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a bracket style. Misaki has improved since the training camp, but that's still her greatest weakness. Sure, she destroyed Prez today, but that's just because she watches him practice all the time. Plus, Prez is the most straightforward speeder I know. The man still refuses to use any sort of feint. Still, if she faced him for the first time without any prior knowledge of his skills, he'd probably give her a run for her money.
青柳は言うことはない。よくここまで他人の意見を無視してスピードに命をかけたな。3年間の全部をぶつけるだけだ。
おう、任せておいてください。ぶっちぎってやります。
Prez is super pumped. He lost to Misaki earlier, but Mashiro and Asuka were no match for him.
部長みたいに飛べるようになりたいです。
Trust me, you really don't. He only got that good by completely discarding the very concept of winning or losing. At this point, it almost feels like he's playing a different sport. Still, the guy had absolutely no tricks up his sleeve, but he still managed to beat 2 opponents that knew him from front to back. Just goes to show how fast he really is. Misaki definitely isn't good enough to beat Shindo-san yet, but there's a chance Prez could. Interesting. A slim one, but that's still better than nothing. I mean, they're explaining and saying all of this, but I think it would be nice to actually have seen those matches happen. At least glimpses, you know? It's the saying, showing not telling, in a sense. A slim one, but that's still better than nothing. The way I see it, Prez has the best shot of winning the whole thing. That is a shocker.
有坂はそうだな。まずは大会で1勝を目指してみろ。スタイルが固まっていないというか、ふわふわしているというか。
Fuwa is... unbalanced actually does sound correct here, but Fuwa is quite sometimes literally translated as like fluffy or bouncy. So that's why I say unbalanced is actually quite correct, because when I think of Fuwa or fluffy or bouncy, for some reason I think of a cloud actually. It's really rigid, it's all over the place. The shape is not formed, it's not balanced. So unbalanced is quite correct, I would say.
そうですよね。自分でも分かっているんですけど。
She managed to beat Asuka, but only because Asuka was such a mess out there. Why was she? Mashiro just recently swapped over to being a speeder, and that's thrown her off her game. Again, I mentioned a lot back then, but it's something they should have done long ago. Then she wouldn't have messed herself up. She's really slow to act, partly because she's constantly second guessing herself.
真白は迷いすぎなんじゃないかな。美咲先輩が迷わなすぎだと思うんですけど。その名の通り、頭を真っ白にしてやればいいんだよ。
Forget everything and let it go blank, as in empty your mind. Oh, obviously, yeah. But Mashiro is obviously her name, but also Mashiro is like completely white. Your whole vision goes white. It's like empty your mind, like everything just evaporates and leave your view and space.
私の頭が真っ白になるのは美咲先輩のことを考えている時だけです。
Oh, great! You got a way of emptying your mind then. See, that sounds like a huge problem for me. To me.
無駄なことを考えるのなんて休むのと一緒だって。
そんなことないぞ。考えないと成長しないからな。
そうですか？
Not everyone can fly the way you do. Mashiro needs to find her own path.
私らしくと言われても困ってしまいます。
ま、ふわふわしているっていうのは可能性があるということだからな。何かのきっかけで急に変わるってのはよくある話だ。
Right. For now, the only thing you can do is gain experience.
そこをサポートするのがマサヤの役割だぞ。
I know. We'll just have to look for opportunities that will help her grow.
きっかけと言われても、普段と違うことをしてみたら？例えば、犯罪とかどうだろう？
If anything, that'll turn into a criminal instead of a better Skywalker. Think of something flying circus related, please.
さて、クラシナだけど。
はい。
Honestly, it's hard to find anything to praise. That said, I do think she is better than Mashla at least.
クラシナは落ち込んでるみたいだけど、自分で思っているよりは悪くないぞ。
どういったところがでしょうか？
素直なところがいいと思う。これだけ素直なプレーができる選手はそういないぞ。
True enough, it's hard to find flying circus players who fall for feints easily. And everyone here knows that, which is probably why she couldn't even win one match. She'll probably do just fine in the tournament since no one there'll know anything about her.
コーチの指示も悪いな。
Sorry about that. Ice-san picks apart my work as a second. Long-winded or vague instructions slow down a player's movements and reaction time. That may seem relatively minor, but a player getting confused during a match is a death sentence.
フェイントに引っかかるなという指示じゃなくて、もっと具体的に言ってやらないとわからないところがある。
I'll try to work on that. She seemed fine following those sort of instructions when she faced Ichinose, though. Maybe it's different now that she knows so much about flying circus. There's a chance that all that knowledge is actually slowing her down.
クラシナはそのまま素直にやればいいと思う。そうすれば素直にフェイントを見破れるようになるさ。はい。それにフェイントだろうがなんだろうが、集中して相手に食らいついていけばどうにかなるということもあるからな。
頑張ります。
それとクラシナはちょっと変だな。
Oh, what does she mean? The only thing I think of is her odd movements, I would say. Not odd movements, but her ability to do certain tricks or abilities mid-battle without even thinking about it or without too much knowledge. Well, we don't really know, so...
変ですか？あ、それ私も思いました。アスカって変なタイミングで力を抜くよね。そうですか？こっちがガバーッと言ってるのに妖怪みたいにぬるりと避けちゃう時ある。空中の紙切れをつかもうとして失敗してるような感触というか。
That's a good thing. Interesting. Like she has, what do you say, it's sixth sense, but she has an ability to feel that she's about to get touched. So she's able to slip through it.
それに近いのは私も感じました。くにゃっとしたりガチッとしたりが極端というか。
Wait, she does that in the middle of matches? Well, I'm sure it'll be hard for him to see that since it's a bit of a distance away and it's hard to get a grasp on a person's body during a match. It's real important not to tense your body more than necessary. If she was doing that during all her matches, then it's no wonder she lost. Still, she can't control her body properly. That's crazy. Did you feel something as well, Prez? Well, I'm sure he was just so far away that he didn't notice.
俺は何も感じない。
Well, that as well.
兄ちゃん。
Madoka's clearly frustrated. Well, I figured as much. The guy barely ever focuses on anyone other than himself. Anyway, this is good news. Now that I know she's doing that, I can help fix it. Maybe she'll even manage to get a win or two at the tournament at this rate.
それじゃ今日はここまで。腹を出して寝て体調を崩したりしないようにな。
And we'll end with that high. Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect the episode just to be all about them finishing off their practice training. Well, actually no, it was two separate instances. We first ended off with the beach training with the water gun thing as well. Then we were skipping a couple of practice sessions. Then we went to practice matches with Aokana as the second, giving help on advice, seeing their practice. Oh, we didn't get to see the practice matches, but let's hear about it. But we got to learn a lot from it though. So, at the current state of power, we have it in this, or we have Shion, Misaki, Mashiro, and Asuka. But of course, during this 1 week, and with help from Masiya, I'm sure it would be. Actually, these two I think are interchangeable because Misaki did beat him. So, but overall, I think obviously it would be as mentioned, Shion, Misaki, Asuka, then Mashiro. But then again, Mashiro could also improve. That'll be interesting to see. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how this tournament goes. And I can see how short Hideka's thing is. I mean, we haven't seen Hideka in a long time as well. It's quite unfortunate actually when it's these types of things. It's understandable, of course, but they are neighbors. They have apparently been training now and then after on their own time now and then as well. So they can at least throw in a few more events or things during the common route, you know? Oh, no, it's going alright. But yeah. Okay, so check something. Yeah, that'll be it. So I don't think we'll get into the tournament next time. I'm guessing we'll probably do some more training with Asuka. Possibly some of the other characters as well. This is probably a time to get closer to the characters again, in a sense. To give more decisions in the decision making. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Oh wait. Yep, anyway, that'll be it for now. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all next time.